Hey guys, what is up? My name is Justin, and welcome back to the BinkSports YouTube channel. What I have for you today is another new segment on my channel, which I'm going to be calling Transaction Tuesday. Basically, my idea behind this is every Tuesday, after the past week of fantasy football has been completed, the next week coming up, I'm going to be giving you guys who I think are the best available players on the waiver wire. Obviously, I'm not going to know who's available in your league and who's not. Some leagues are deeper than others. So this is just, for regular leagues, basically across the board, whether they are available in your league or not. These are going to be good pickups, or even if they're not available, you could target them in trades. Basically, these are just guys that I'm looking forward to adding or trying to add through the waiver wire for the following week. That's the idea behind Transaction Tuesday. So, going to hop right into it. For quarterbacks, I'm looking at mainly just Alex Smith, Marcus Mariota, and Carson Palmer. Those are the main three guys. Tyrod Taylor is probably available in most leagues. If you can grab him as a late sleeper, maybe as like your second or third waiver of the week, then I would go after him if you're in need of a quarterback. But the other three guys I named, probably in reverse order of how I said it, I would go 1 Palmer, 2 Mariota, 3 Alex Smith, and 4 Tyrod Taylor. If you're looking for a quarterback or help at the position, those are 4 available guys who played well in week 1, probably going to continue to play at a decent level, maybe, 10 to 15 range for a quarterback. They're in no way, in my opinion, are they going to be top 5 quarterbacks at the end of the year, but they're off to a good start, so they might be worth adding to your roster. For running backs, I'm looking at Dion Lewis, Ronnie Hillman, then Chris Johnson or David Johnson. Those three guys, there's not a lot of help at running back available right now. Dion Lewis had a big debut for the Patriots in week 1 against the Steelers, but LeGarrette Blount was suspended. So we don't know what his role is going to be in the coming weeks with LeGarrette Blount back. Basically, that's going to be probably your best choice if you're in desperate need of a running back. Maybe look at Ronnie Hillman. C.J. Anderson got a little banged up in the game against the Ravens on Sunday, and they have a quick turnaround with the game Thursday night. So Ronnie Hillman might be in position to start if C.J. Anderson isn't at 100% by Thursday. And then Andre Ellington obviously got hurt for the Cardinals, going to miss 1 to 3 weeks possibly. So Chris Johnson was named the starter by Bruce Arians. David Johnson is probably the better runner of the two, as Chris Johnson is getting old. He's no longer CJ 2K, more like CJ half a K, if anything. So David Johnson's probably the better option in the long run, but Chris Johnson might be the better option for this week if you're in desperate need of a starter right away at running back. I think there's a lot of potential at wide receiver out there on the waiver wire. I'm looking at Dante Moncrief, Brandon Coleman, Tyler Lockett, Stevie Johnson, James Jones, Terrence Williams. Those are the guys I'm looking forward to trying to grab on the waiver wire. I already have Brandon Coleman in my league. I really like his potential. He's 6'6", and the Saints really need a red zone guy now that Jimmy Graham isn't there. So I think he has great potential. He had 14 points in my PPR league this week, and he had a touchdown. So Drew Brees might be looking to throw to him in the red zone. Moncrief and also Philip Dorsett. They could both play big roles if T.Y. Hilton, his injury is extending him to not being able to play for a while. So I would look at Moncrief and Dorsett, especially after Andre Johnson had a lackluster Colts debut. Tyler Lockett returned a punt for the Seahawks. He also was involved in the offense. I think he had 3 or 4 catches. So he might be another good option. Stevie Johnson had a touchdown in his Chargers debut. Probably the third option of receiver over there. Philip Rivers threw for 400 yards. 150 of them were to Keenan Allen. So somewhere in there, the rest of the yards have to go to someone. Probably Stevie Johnson in the meantime while Antonio Gates is suspended. Then I'm also looking at James Jones, 2 touchdowns in his return to the Packers. Great game for him. And finally, Terrence Williams. Now, James Jones and Terrence Williams, these last 2 guys, might not be available in your league depending on how deep it is. I know they're not available in my league. They already were drafted. But Terrence Williams, especially with Des Bryant hurt, he's going to have to pick up the slack for the Cowboys, and Romo has to throw the ball to someone other than Witten and Dunbar. So I'm looking at Terrence Williams to step it up. Maybe Cole Beasley, too, if you're in an NFC-only league or something like that where you need somebody on the Cowboys to fill in for Des Bryant. At tight end, I'm looking at Tyler Eifert, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and Heath Miller. The first 2 guys, Eifert and ASJ, both had phenomenal games, 2 touchdowns each, almost 100 yards. and they really played well. I mean, right after Gronk, they're two and three in the tight end rankings. So if you're in need of a tight end, they're good options right now. But I like Heath overall. I mean, Tyler Eifert finally is playing without Jermaine Gresham, so his value could be skyrocketing if he's able to stay healthy the whole year. But I'm a little biased as a Steelers fan, but I really think Heath is consistent. He had 8 catches for 84 yards last week, and I know Martavis Bryant's out, but Big Ben's still going to throw the ball a lot, especially this week coming up against the Niners with no Le'Veon Bell again. He threw for 350 against the Patriots, and I think 140 were to Antonio Brown. So again, similar to Phillip Rivers, they're going to be throwing the ball. They need someone else to catch these balls and to get to the yardage that he has. So Heath's a good target. He's always been Big Ben's security blanket, and I really think he's a good option if you need help in tight end. He might be gone in some leagues. I know I took him late in our draft, but that's just a heads up. Those are the 3 guys I'm looking at tight end. Finally, for defenses, I'm looking at the Titans. They're playing the Browns this week. The Colts, who are playing the Jets on Monday Night Football. The Saints are playing the Bucks, and the Panthers are playing the Texans. These are all just defensive matchups I really like. The Panthers' defense is probably gone in most leagues, but the other 3 that I named, the Titans, the Colts, and the Saints, are probably all available on the waiver wire. So if you're like me, I had the Seahawks defense. They're playing the Packers. I don't know if I really like that matchup. I'm probably going to be looking to add one of those 3 defenses that I just read off for you. So there's the first episode of Transaction Tuesday. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave the video a thumbs up, rate, comment, subscribe. Please give me any constructive criticism that you have to try and help me improve this channel or this series as a whole. But as always, I'm Justin. Thanks for watching. See you next time.